Hey, what's up, guys? I am going to go through how I stay organized and get a lot done and highly effective way I've been doing for years. So I've read plenty of books, dating back to even like Beethoven, how he would structure his day, and more modern books like the Perfect Day Formula. But anyway, long story short, I've come up with kind of the best way that works for me. And this is all run through an app called Good Notes. So you can look it up in the App Store. I'm sure there's similar ones, but this is also where I keep all of my fact finders for my personal business, and any travel, and just pretty much everything lives on this on my iPad. So anyway, I'm going to hop into how I stay structured with my day to day, and how I'm able to get things, for the most part, anything on my list done as well. So first things first, your day starts in the morning and it should already be mapped out. So this day was actually mapped out 2 days ago, as you'll see as I go through this, on how I was actually mapped out 6 days ago, I guess. So anyway, so as you can see here, I've got some different things going on. So I've got my theme of the a week or month or year. I just throw up things that I need to keep in mind, and this year is the year of abundance, so that is top of mind. For you, it could be something else. So today is actually Thursday, February 13th. And you can see the different headings I have: need to, should do, errands, and calls. Those stay consistent on each day as I'm working on a daily checklist. The need to and the should do are basically a way to prioritize the things, the big rocks today that need to get done. The goal by the end of the day today is that everything gets done and erased or dispositioned, and this thing is empty. Now, if it's not by the end of the day, then I will now move to Friday or next week. And if I want to move it to next week, I actually work off of this list. So this list, I'll keep my to-do list over to the left. Normally that's really long. I just cleaned it up here recently and just prioritize and deprioritize some things and assigned it to days instead of just a running list. So that'll be your running list of all the things you got to get done. So you'll pick from that list, if you have some downtime, or you'll look at that list and see if things, are approaching a deadline, and then you need to get them put over to an actual day. So as you can see here, I have Thursday, Friday that I'm working off of. So I'm always working off of 2 days, right? So I can always add two tomorrow, and then my day is already structured for Friday, tomorrow, before today's even done. So that way, whatever doesn't get done on this list, I'll just simply throw over here. And if my schedule changes, then obviously I can do that down here, because that's my daily schedule for today. So as I go through the day, I will go through and, let's say I get half my day done, check in at lunch, I go ahead and erase up here. And then my afternoon just stays static. If any calls need to be added, then obviously I can throw a call in there that something popped up, right? Now, as I'm calling, these over here to the left, or sorry, over to the right, are going to be just people I need to call at some point. They might not be scheduled in my day, but I need to call them today. Okay. Now, again, these are reminders. Typically, I'm going to have this backed up by a calendar reminder as well. And I'll go through that here in a second, how I keep my calendar organized. But the main thing on here is having the things split up that on your day that you need to get done and that you should get done. Just so happens I'm just doing this as more of a, a training here. So these would be like things that aren't due today, maybe things less prioritized. And then I'm going to the mall later, so I have like a little mini list on here of what I got to get the mall when I go. And then I've got a little mini list over here of some reminders for an initiative that I'm doing on the side. So long story long, this is how I get through my day. I'll transfer everything to Friday after today's over. So let's just say today is completely over. Just simply grab the eraser, go ahead and knock out all this stuff. All right. Let's just say I got all this done. And then now, let's say it's the end of Thursday. I'm going to go ahead and make this Saturday. Okay. So Saturday, I go here, take my short list that I've been working on. And this list again, guys, is basically for you to start looking off into the future, basically 5 days ahead. So this will always be a running list that you're going to throw things on as they come up on the proper day. So that way you have a list to work from, like I'm showing you right now, on the next day that you're going to need to fill in. So let's go through this real quick. So convention's coming up. Definitely need to get that done on Saturday. Need to go pick up my laundry. I do have a lunch meeting, so I need to go ahead and throw that on my errands. Go pick up some dry cleaning, and I need to confirm Brad Lee. Now you'll notice Brad Lee is also on, well, he was on Thursday's list. So I always put a backup call for people that I know are hard to get in touch with. So I don't forget, and I'm not going to call them the day. I'm not going to call them 2 days in a row. So my strategy is just give them another day, and then I'll reach back out to them, try to catch them on the weekend. So then this is where you go into your calendar, right? So I've already gotten all of my things that top of brain that I've been tracking throughout the last 5 days, put onto my Saturday calendar, or sorry, my Saturday list. Now I'm going to go into my calendar, right? So I have all of my major calendars. So I have 3 different calendars that are all synced into my Google. So I have my personal calendar, I have my appreciation calendar, and then I have my technology calendar. So you guys, if you have multiple calendars, I suggest you get them all into one. So, you can look at your week or you go into your day, and it should line up with your list. So a list backed up by a calendar. Okay. So that way, when you look at your calendar and you're on the go, then your list should be there to back it up with tasks or items or errands or calls. So the way that I normally structure my calendar is, if I actually have to be somewhere, I typically make that at least an hour long. Okay. Now, if it's just a reminder, I'll make the event. So let's just say I make the event. I need to just call someone. All right. I'm going to make sure that this thing is set for 0 minutes. Okay. So that way on my calendar, it shows up as 0 minutes. It's not taking up any time. All right. If you want to go ahead and mark that you're free during that, so it doesn't affect any of your other calendars. And then I'm just going to put, any notes in here that I need to. Now, I'm going to put that on the calendar for, let's just say Friday for now. So it'll pop up on my calendar for Friday. Okay. Now on Friday, this calendar invite, so this, I can put it wherever on my calendar. But my whole point is at the end of my day on Friday, let's just say, I've got all these set meetings. Now, these are actually hour-long meetings that I need to be on, right? They're not reminders. So my schedule is going to affect or look like my list, right? My daily list with my like meetings or errands or in-person things that I have to attend at a certain time are all going to be at least an hour long. Everything else is going to be 0 minutes, or if there's actually a call like this one that's 30 minutes, I know that I need to be on that call. So 0 minutes are reminders, anything 30 minutes, hour, I know it needs to be in person or an actual scheduled meeting. Purpose of that is like, I just need to know that I need to call someone at some point today, right? And then now, if they don't answer, all I'm going to do is disposition that off into the future. So if they don't answer, maybe I call them next week, right? And just put it off into the future. Now, if these are client meetings, I'm going to go into the actual title after I run the meeting. So let's just say it's an intake appointment. I run it. I'm going to go ahead and after I run it, I always want to book an appointment from an appointment. So I'll just rename the title of that client appointment to presentation, right? So it goes from intake to presentation. Now, let's say they didn't show up, right? Well, then I'm going to make it into a 0 minute reminder to call them to get them back on the books, probably for the next business day or the weekend in the morning. So I'm going to always disposition my calendar if there's a reason to meet again, like a client, for example, there should always be, don't duplicate things on your calendar, just push them off into the future. So whether it's you actually booked a meeting, well, just rename the title of it, move it, update the notes, right, to the next meeting. Now, let's say that you had a presentation appointment and you actually closed it. Well, you still need to put that down to either another meeting, maybe it's an annual review a year from now, or what I like to do is pick certain milestones to touch base with my clients. And this all still works with recruits and daily life, but basically at the end of your day, you want to make sure that your calendar is completely empty for the day. Everything's been dispositioned, moved to the future. And if you're descriptive enough in your notes, then you can search your calendar for anything that you're looking for. So like I used to use the notes like after my meetings and like do voice to text and just give some context to my clients, like their dog's name, or that they have an AXA account or a VALIC account, or they're going to be retiring in 4 years. So that way, if I ever was looking for a client, I could either type in their name, or if I was looking for, maybe there was a market correction and I was looking for all my variable accounts, I'd just type in AXA or VALIC and all my clients would pop up in here, depending on, it doesn't matter where they are. I would just call them and be like, hey, did you see what the market did today? Should we meet? Or you just move, their block, their event to, again, a 0 minute reminder on their birthday and just change it to birthday. So that way you've always got things going off your calendar and moved into the future. And then you're working off of this list backed up by the calendar, and you're always working 4 days in advance. So back to Saturday. So Saturday, I'd go ahead over here and I'd set up my day. I always, knock out the gym first thing in the morning, which highly recommend all of you do, because the day gets to you and we all know how we feel at the end of the day. So knock out the gym in the morning, get your steps in, get your reading in, get your U time in, get your business set up. Make sure you're reviewing this, obviously. So this is Saturday, so I'm still talking, 2 days, 3 days out right now. So gym, let's just say I pick up my laundry, and I do have lunch meeting at 2. And then let's just say that I'm going to pack for convention. And who knows, maybe I'll go to the pool And then let's just say I've got dinner at 6, right? So now you go over here and you literally are just making sure that your days are in order. So now I'm back to, again, moving these out. So let's say now we're on Friday. So we got Friday that I'm waking up brand new in the morning. I've got my whole day ahead of me and it's planned. Nothing should have changed overnight. And if it did, this is the first thing I'm looking at in the morning. Before I go to the gym, I'm looking at this, looking at my calendar, making sure they align. And then I've got Saturday already on the books. And now I need to come over here. And because we, again, have all of this, I'm saying, all right, what does next week look like? Right. So that way, Saturday, at the end of my Saturday, I've got my whole Monday drawn out on Saturday because I've gotten everything off my list. So now Saturday would be on here. I would have nothing left on it. Sunday would already be mapped out. And now this page would become Monday by the end of my Saturday. So if you guys follow, right? So I hope that helps you guys. This is what I've been living on for years. It's very easy. I'm always living off of it. I couldn't do this without my iPad. I will show you here kind of just also how I keep my different initiatives, right? Just keep them in different folders. So like fact finders, go here, here's all my fact finders, all in one spot. You know, you can upload whatever you want in here. You know, I've got, I don't know why this one's upside down. So like I've got all their paperwork, their transfer paperwork. This is everything I need for all their client files. I can search them. If I'm actually meeting with the client, I can just hit this button here at the top and start recording, right? Yeah, so I highly recommend you guys downloading GoodNotes, getting an iPad, staying organized, and staying productive.